Alright guys, Mighty King here, and this is going to be the part 2 of the blind bag minifigures, wave 1 or wave 2, whatever you prefer you want to call it. But this is the remaining 7 of those 12 in that wave, and we're not going to really go over the numbers and which they're labeled, but I will leave that in the description so you can check it out there if you need a reference, and I also left it in part 1 as well. But we're going to go over the details and their transformations, and for the most part they're all pretty simplistic. But I did want to ask you guys, since you did like the first one, I got a couple of combiners. I got Predaking here, so do you guys want to see this one or Superion first? Y'all just let me know, and that's one I'll work on in the next, I guess, after this video. But let's go ahead and get into these guys. First one that you have here, Arachnid, and I actually love this figure because I think it's the first Arachnid figure that Hasbro actually did good, because that we all know that Transformer Prime one was god-awful. But let's go ahead and take it away from its base. It doesn't come with any extra little pieces whenever it's in its robot mode or whenever it's in its four-legged tarantula or spider mode. But I did want to show you guys the chest, and I will on all these. Again, really okay detail, I guess, on this one. I thought it was a different figure, but it's alright. Not too much, but it's nothing to want to take off the spider look from her. So basically, to transform her, all you're going to do is lift these arms this way, just take the helmet, spin it around, spin these legs around, and these legs will pop on and off. But these sections right here, just take that off, pop that back on, and make sure those legs stay on. There we go. Do the same with this one here. And get these legs back on, and it actually stands up pretty nice. Let's see if I can get it to do it here while it's on camera. Yeah, but not too bad. It's got those little guns there, and I like how it kind of sets up. I think that's a really good spider, and it's probably one of the better ones out of all the ones that we've received so far. So there is Arachnid. The next one here is Insecticon. It will have a couple extra pieces. I already put them together, but it's basically just these two. And we'll just snap those back. To get it, or let's first take a look at it in its little robot form here. I just want to make sure the camera's focused in. Oh, it didn't focus. There we go. So there he is, a nice little face sculpt there. You can see the back. Now it actually shows you in the directions to have these little legs for some reason on its arms, but as you can see, they just kind of dangle, and I thought it looked a little silly. Plus, if you put them on here, it saves a step, which I mean would take you all of 5 seconds to put them on there. But I think it actually looks a little bit better like that, and then I don't have to redo it whenever I put them into its insect mode. But let's go ahead and take it off of its little kre-o thing there. You're going to take its little sword out, which is kind of cool in its own little right. It's one of the same one as one of the Predacons. I forget which one it was. Put that to the side. You're going to take the helmet off, the head off, and then you're going to put, I think it's, yeah, this thing just like so. Put this sword just like that, and these will go, little arms will go down like this, and this section will come down like this. And there's your little Insecticon, so that's pretty much what he looks like there. Now let's see if we can get him to stand. Probably not. Maybe put these hands down a little bit. No? There we go. So a little Insecticon there. It's not too bad. It's probably one of the poor figures, I would say. So if you think this is alright, then a lot of these are a lot better. So we'll go ahead and put him back to the side there. Now this is probably the most simple figure as far as the transformation goes. This is Dirge. We'll go ahead and take him off his little kre-o block here, and we'll get a good look at him. I like that little grin. That's really cool. And swinging him around to the side. So if you guys know Dirge, actually the G1 and in the cartoon, his wings are supposed to have the small part up here at the front and then this larger part back here in the back. But you know, it's whatever. I guess it would look kind of silly with these huge wings down here at the feet and vice versa. But one thing I did want to point out with him is take this off, and you did have a nice little chest there, so it's a little shame to cover it up with this. If you just put his little head on with this and didn't have those bigger wings, it doesn't look as good. So just kind of leave it just like that. And to transform this guy, all you did or are going to do is spin his head around, put his head back down, and flip his guns around. Get that on there. There we go. And there you have Dirge and his jet mode. Now it is pretty detailed, as you see the little cockpit there and a little nose cone. So it's a pretty cool jet. I do like it. It's very simple, but being a fan of G1, I love things that are really simple. I don't really like big, long, complicated transformations. One thing I did want to point out is the chest on this guy, because I did forget it. And I did say I would show all you guys so you could prefer whether you want to leave it with these little chest pieces on or take them off. I don't know if this is going to focus in or not. There you go. There's a little look at that. So a little bitty small Decepticon logo. Alright, we'll put him to the side. And now we have Springer, which he comes with these two swords. Now, I know Springer only really came with one sword, but it was his helicopter blade. But I do like the two swords here. It looks really cool. Anytime that a toy company wants to give me an extra weapon, I'm not going to argue with them. And it kind of works into his transformation whenever he's in helicopter mode. Let's go ahead and take a look at his chest real quick before I forget that. Give me that. So, yeah, very reminiscent of, the G1 Springer, how that front, I guess, hood area would flip down over it and become his chest. So, really cool looking. But basically, for his transformation, you're going to leave it just like so. You're going to put his head on back just like so. Take this section off. And he actually came with a little extra piece here. You'll see how that comes into play. Take his swords out. This is actually going to plug into his back foot, like it's the back propeller, so very creative there. Move these hands out of the way. And for a second, like that. Okay. And then you're going to put these swords in here, if I can get them in there. There we go. And you're going to clip this to his chest. And it's going to be kind of like his little landing gear. So that actually looks really good, in my opinion. I think that looks nice. There's a little 360 of it. So there's Springer. Warpath will come with this one little extra section right here on whenever he's in his tank mode. So there's a little look at him. Kind of plain, but it's alright. I actually like Bludgeon better, but we'll get to him here in a second. We'll take off his little chest area so you can see that. Everything else slides off really nice except for their heads. For some reason they always pop off, or don't pop off easy. But there is his little chest area where you can kind of see where it would be a cannon, so that actually looks just fine, just like that as well. You'll go ahead and leave this head area just like so. Just turn his helmet backwards. It shows you to turn his head backwards as well, but I really don't see the point since his helmet is covering his face. But you're going to come down with these, just pull his legs down just like so. Take this off. You're going to plug this on and plug this on, and there you have Warpath. So not a very hard transformation at all. Turn the helmet around and basically put that on. Maybe squeeze the legs together a little bit better. So I can see how he's a little tank. That's pretty cool. Now we get into Bludgeon, which I like just because it's a little bit different cannon, and he's got those like crazy colors all over him. So that's something I like. But we'll go ahead and take him off of his little kre-o block here. Get a little bit better look at him. I also like the fact that he has a skull. But really nice. And you can rotate this whichever way you'd prefer. But let's go ahead and take his chest piece off so you can get a look at these heads. And there's what his chest piece looks like. He's got a little white Decepticon logo on there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there. So pretty decent. Did I put that on the right? No, I didn't put it on right. So you're going to take his sword away. Where his tank part was actually in his back, you're actually going to flip that around to where it's on top now. Flip it this way. Flip his legs down. And these arms down. And then you just plug his head on and his helmet backwards. And there you have Bludgeon. So pretty much the same as Warpath. You just need to flip the chest piece around to where the tank is on top, obviously. And he will have his sword to the side whenever he's in his tank mode. Alright, so last here we have Inferno, which doesn't have one of those chest pieces, so you can see the Autobot logo and basically the way he would look as far as his G1 self. And another thing that's really cool about him, but something that I'm a little bit hesitant to switch it on and off, because if you have any of these kre-o figures, see if this will show up. There's one right there. You can see that there's always stress marks, and it comes out of package like that. So there's stress marks in there, and just pulling out his regular hand and putting this in and flipping them back and forth, I could only see that developing more stress marks, which would kind of scare me. So that's just something to be aware of. Sorry guys, still getting over my cold, so but let's go ahead and take him off his little kre-o block here. He will come with his 2 tires and his little hand there. I just want to make sure this is focused in. So we'll go ahead and take this off. We'll plug his hand back in because you'll need it to plug these tires in. Hopefully you can't hear those dogs, man. That neighbor and its dogs are so loud. And you plug the gun into this little pipe thing. It shoots out at you. There we go. And it's supposed to be like his ladder. So you can just move these down just like you did with all the other car vehicles. And there you have Inferno. So it's one of the more weak ones, I guess, out of all the figures. But it's cool that they actually have that nice art on there. So as far as the robot form, he looks pretty cool. I'm glad I got an Inferno, but as far as this mode, he doesn't look that great. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you have any questions, just let me know. And like I said, be sure to let me know which one you would like to see, I guess, next as far as the kre-os go, Predaking or Superion. So I've been Miter Predaking, and I'll talk to you later.